Hello, everyone. I'm Ginger Gadsden with News 6. Thank you so much for joining us today. We try to bring you these topics that everyone's talking about, and this is one that certainly people are talking about and they're mad about it. I'm talking about tipping. And I can't tell you, you talk to anyone in this newsroom, and everyone has a tipping story. So I wanted to bring in someone who has talked about this subject at length. I'm talking about etiquette expert Valerie Sokolowski. Valerie, you told me you have done this topic on air with people 30 plus times recently, which tells me there is a problem. What is going on with tipping?
It's called creep, tip creep.
Tip
It's
creep.
creepy. And the reality is the word tip from history says to ensure promptness. It has nothing to do with what it's about today. And you know what? Everyone is angry about it. They get those screens that are turned around, me too, in our face. And as one coffee shop just did to me last week, it doesn't start even at 15% anymore. Some say it's 18. This one was 22%
No, ma'am.
start.
What? The starting? The- All right, did you have to finance your cup of coffee then?
No, but you know what? My face did what yours just did. I had this look on my face, and I'm sure the barista saw it. She just kind of looked down.
Oh my good. Okay, that is ridiculous. So Valerie, tell me, when did it get so out of control? What has happened? During COVID, we were all ordering things and people were delivering it, and that is something that really deserves to be tipped because we couldn't go out, but they came to us and that was great. Why does it persist to this day and getting even worse because you can get a bottle of water. They didn't pour that water into that bottle and seal the cap. They just rang it up for you at the counter and they turn that screen like you said, and it normally starts at 15% for a $6 bottle of water at the airport. So
Right.
when did how did we get here?
We just got here out of pure greed, honestly. It's look at the prices of everything. Everything has gone up. And do we know really if there's a reason or not? We'll never know. But I can't buy an apple anymore. I went to one store and an apple was $2.50. Now, I had to think twice how much I wanted that apple. Kind of, seriously. So it's gotten out of control. And here's something that is sad: 54% of the public feels guilty if they don't tip. So I have a solution. Would you like to hear it?
I would love you, please. Why didn't we start with that?
Well, okay. This is my solution, and I offer it to anyone that is watching and listening. There is something at the bottom that says custom tip, and that's what I do. I click on the custom tip, and then I decide, seriously, what value did I receive from this person who is asking me for the tip? And frankly, I don't know if she or he gets it. Probably it's in a pool of some kind.
Mhm.
So I go to custom tip. And I'm in business. I own a leadership development firm. And I go throughout the country into workshops in companies teaching leadership. All right. I don't ask for tips. I'm a very fair vendor. And here's the deal: I value and I respect my clients. And so just take that to the conversation we're having. Where is the respect level to a customer now? When you turn that around, as I said, in this one shop, that 22% is where it started. That didn't make me feel guilty. I'll tell you what it did. it made me feel like by research, all the people I've researched say they feel, which is put upon, just
Yes.
put upon.
Yeah, and and you become a little angry and jaded sometimes. And the fact that that barista looked at you embarrassed tells me that she probably isn't even getting that money. Maybe it is the company getting it because we can't even be sure if they're actually receiving any of it. And why aren't those companies just paying people a fair wage instead of putting the burden on us?
Well, let's take a survey on that and send it in to every company that sells coffee. But here's another interesting fact, and that is that boomers, let's just get to generations for a moment. Boomers tip.
They have the
It's
money.
the, well, maybe so. It's the younger generations, and I won't put which one or ones, but they don't necessarily have I would just say, sort of the instant I need to tip that boomers have. But having said that, by research, I'm telling you, everyone is, you use the word angry. There's enough things to be angry about in our world, much
Hmm.
less our country. So I would just say to all of me included, all the people who buy coffee, be prepared. We're going to go in, we're going to have a cup of coffee that we choose to go in or not, that costs more than it ever has, and we are going to expect to pay a tip. And if we're not prepared, don't even go in. Get a Keurig and make it at home, which I do a lot.
Sure, we all do. We all do. The thing that sparked this conversation, we talk about tipping all the time, but recently there was a DoorDash guy who delivered a $20 pizza. He got a $5 tip, and he was outraged because the person lived in a nice home. He assumed that that was the homeowner. And
Mm.
he's like, yeah, nice tip for such a nice, you live in such a nice house, and I only get a $5 tip. And then proceeded to use the F bomb on this woman who said, "You're welcome," and then she emailed DoorDash about his attitude. We don't know where that story is right now or what happened to him, but he got a decent tip. That was 25%, and he was still angry about it. And that's the problem. You give, and they're still not satisfied.
Well, there's a lot of entitlement out there in many areas. And yet, what's interesting is there are signs on every highway: help needed, help wanted, apply for a job.
Hmm.
It's just a very interesting time in our history. And what we have to do as individuals is make choices. What's worth getting angry about or not? And I'm
Yeah,
just not going to get angry about a cup of coffee. I will just simply not go in there,
to
which
get it.
I have stopped.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I do want to. I want you to look at the screen. I think you can see it, where there's sometimes it is okay and it's necessary to tip. And we're looking at it. It says tipping etiquette: valet $5, shuttle driver $1 or $2 a bag, flower delivery $5, food delivery 18 to 20%, bartender $1 to $2 a drink. That all seems fine, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Is there a time where it is okay not to tip? Like you can feel free and clear to like accept whatever it is you just received and walk away.
No.
Okay. No,
You
that's good.
know, my first thought on that is, and this is what I put in my head, oh, by the grace of God, go I. Those people are trying to make a living. So, no, I always feel grateful, frankly, that I can tip
Hmm.
and I'm not having that person's job. So, yes, I think tipping is appropriate when it's appropriate. Kind of, that's a good blog. I think I'll do that.
You've got another one, headed your way. And you're a busy lady. You've got the podcast going. You're talking to everyone across the country about this tipping thing that we're experiencing right now. And I feel like you've helped a lot of us because the 54% of us feeling guilt if we don't tip or don't tip enough, that's a lot of people and it puts a lot of pressure. And we already have pressure about so many other things. So thank you for being able to just kind of lay that out for us and tell us to chill out a little bit. And also the people receiving the tips, maybe, don't be so aggressive about it.
Very true. Thank you for having me. It's been a hot, hot topic, and it probably will continue to be. So I bet we'll be on again on another hot, hot
Hot, hot
topic.
topic. Yes. Oh, it's so good to see you. And thank you so much for your expertise. Appreciate you.
You bet. Thank you.